Good afternoon, everybody. My name's Richard, and this is another quick video from Platinum Crypto Academy. Well, this video, what we're going to cover this week? Well, I want to cover this big debate that's going on with gold versus Bitcoin. Have a look at what's best to hold in your portfolio, if there is indeed an answer. I want to look at how the Fed released a rate cut this week and how some believers believe that it's increased the value of Bitcoin over 10,000 this week. I want to talk about the difference between right now and in 2017 on the altcoin market. And I also want to mention a couple of really positive and bullish stories from Brave Browser and BAT, and also from our good friend Pompliano, giving us a good pump as well this week. So let's get involved. So what was the first thing I mentioned? This gold versus Bitcoin debate. Well, I wrote an article this week about the top safe haven investment, Bitcoin or gold. Now, if you're of a certain age, you may believe that gold is going to is the stronger. Well, I say age, maybe age isn't right, but if you're of a certain belief that the only safe haven for an investment in the investment world is gold, then maybe you need to have a consideration about how digital assets like Bitcoin could potentially add a different dimension to your portfolio. And what I do in this article is go through really, I try to be as objective as possible because obviously I'm working for a crypto academy, so I'm very bullish on cryptos, but I try and keep it really unbiased on a view that really, what are the differences first of all between gold and Bitcoin? What is the difference between the impact when markets go down in the more traditional spaces? Do they impact gold or Bitcoin, or do they only impact one or the other, or don't they? And that's why they're a haven. So I go into the issues that are going on. This is quite a long video. Gold versus Bitcoin debate. Peter versus our good friend Pompliano, and they make some interesting points. But what seems to be a common theme with this debate is gold offers a tangible a use case for industry, whereas Bitcoin doesn't. Bitcoin is Bitcoin, and it doesn't really offer any real value to the world. Well, there's loads of things wrong with those statements, and I don't need to go into each one. It's covered in the article, but one of the main ones is the fact that cryptocurrency is borderless. And although governments at the moment are trying to oppress the development, it's borderless. You're going to be able to make transactions quite quickly. Yes, Bitcoin isn't necessarily going to be used to buy a cup of coffee, which everyone keeps using that as a term, because it's not going to be used for that. It's a store of value in the crypto space at the moment. It may evolve, and it also provides you the ability for us as a business to accept payments from abroad. So say if I was working with a company in America right now, which we are doing, we received a payment in Bitcoin, we get it pretty much within a couple of hours. I know hours sounds a long time, but I'm being generous there. It's usually within half an hour. However, if we were to accept a payment in fiat, it might take 3 days wire transfer. So there's benefits there for world trade, much better. And I know that doesn't drop on the gold versus Bitcoin debate, but it does, I think, answer the question: is there a use case for cryptocurrencies, whether it's Bitcoin, whether it's something else? I believe so. Gold is exceptional. It's been there for this test of time. It's the first port of use of currency in the world. Then it went on to the paper, obviously, paper money, etc. And now digital paper money, which is acceptable. But is gold versus Bitcoin a reasonable question to answer? And through the research that I did, it seems to me that the question shouldn't be one or the other. It should be, why wouldn't you have both in your portfolio? Why wouldn't you want to hedge yourself in the best way possible by having both? If indeed you're not bullish on Bitcoin or bullish on cryptos as a whole, why wouldn't you cover yourself and have both options in your portfolio? And I think this is why the institutions are starting to ramp up. Companies like BAT providing an institutional on-ramp. I think that is why And I believe that institutions and investors of large scale, our clients, they all look to hold some sort of crypto asset against their entire portfolio. And I think that's a wise choice for anybody in the space. Now, again, it's not financial, it's just my personal opinion. But again, you've got to look at things as a whole. So I implore you to have a look at this. Look at the article. It's not that long. It doesn't take that long to read. But it is, I think, topical right now. Now, what was the next point I mentioned? The Fed rate cuts. Yes. I saw this article on News BTC. Really informative, I suppose, and it does draw on a couple of key points here. That as the Federal Reserve cut its interest rates by, I think it was 0.25%, the stock market had an immediate response. Closed lower that day with the Dow Jones, the SP 500, the Nasdaq, everything returning intraday losses. So that's fine. And, you know, these things do happen, and this, you know, nothing to do with the crypto space. These things happen on a regular basis. People change interest rates. People do, you know, countries do this all the time. And so how and why is this important to Bitcoin? Well, Bitcoin showed a bit of a rally, and believe that change to the US interest rates impacted Bitcoin. Well, to be honest, really loosely correlated, and I can't really find much evidence to suggest this is exactly what caused Bitcoin's recent run. I can't find it. Now, is it a coincidence? Yes. Is it the direct correlation? It could be, but I cannot see significant evidence to suggest that this is the sole factor when there's so much other positivity out there at the moment in the crypto space. So I implore you to have a look at this as well. Really good article. I really think that has there been an impact from it? Possibly, but Bitcoin moves in price all the time without any news happening at all, and I don't really think it's related. I have people gone, "Oh, the interest rates are going down. I'm going to buy some Bitcoin to hedge it," as I was saying previously. Possibly, but has that caused this big run? I think it's probably more of a coincidence. But anyway, we'll keep an eye on things like this, because the Haven situation, which I just spoke about, interest rates, I think it's a really interesting factor for the industry at the moment. And although, again, I'll bring back to what I just said about gold is really important to people's portfolios, I think we should really look at a broader depth of options through Bitcoin and maybe other digital assets as well. So what else did I mention? The market is maturing. Yeah. So, yeah, we, as a crypto academy, mentor and educate individuals on how to trade better in the crypto space and how to invest better in the crypto space. Now, we use our tactics, our skills, our industry knowledge to be able to apply good fundamental analysis as well as technical analysis to opportunities. And what we're seeing in the crypto space at the moment is that the next bull run that occurs on altcoins, so altcoin season, I think it'll be very different than what we've experienced before, because altcoins previously, and I'll just try and bring up the situation previously, when Bitcoin pumped in 2017 above 5%, the rest of the market would just shoot up. At the moment, Bitcoin's holding its dominance, 65.9%, and altcoins are still doing okay. They're doing okay, but we're not seeing those huge 30% gains on a daily basis. And I wanted to just examine this a little bit and spend a minute or two having a look at this. Well, the fact is, 2017, any crypto project that had a white paper could be successful based on a belief or an idea. I think the next altcoin run will be totally different than that, because I'm seeing projects pop up left and right with actual users, engaged users that are projects which are actually having a usable product, shall we say, in their space right now, whereas previously the markets was just based on white papers. Everybody knows that people were investing lots and lots of money in the industry based on a white paper, an idea, a concept, the team, etc. Well, now I think we've gone that one step further, and I know other verticals or other markets are going to laugh, but we now have companies with projects with actual tangible wallets, tangible solutions before they're raising or before they're, really growing as a business. And I think that really shows the maturity and the difference between 2017 and 2019 in only 2 years. So I think this will continue. I think Bitcoin dominance until we start to see. I would like to see this get back, obviously, where everybody else saw it get back to earlier this year, to 14K, and also beyond that. And I think it will do in the final quarter of the year. I think it really will have a good push. But I also want to see this dominance go down, and everybody holding their bags of other coins are going to start benefiting, because the market is growing steadily. We have been a lot higher in market cap value already this year, and I want to see it over 350 billion. But at the end of the day, we are where we are. I think Bitcoin dominance is staying strong because people are seeing that gold versus Bitcoin analogy. On-ramps from institutions are obviously getting into Bitcoin, but once this settles and money starts filtering into the altcoins, the season will come. I don't know if it'll be the same as 2017 and as crazy, but I think it will come, and I think everybody's holding on and needs to hold on tight. So one other thing that I wanted to discuss was the Brave browser. I'm using it right now. It's really cool. They're also, I think they're really engaging with users and how their mass adoption, the vehicle to actually using cryptos. I think this is a really cool product. Brave browser and BAT, they're now using tipping service for Twitter users. I think this is really cool. Check the article out. It's on Cointelegraph. I think Brave are doing great things like Steam It. They've got a really good user base, and they're engaging with their community, coming up with new intuitive ways of engaging cryptos with the marketplace. Last but not least, I mentioned I'd talk about Pompliano. Again, central banks to hedge dollar risk with Bitcoin. Now, this is quite a statement that central banks are going to be holding Bitcoin to hedge. Hedging, again, is another way that we were discussing gold versus Bitcoin. Again, this whole hedge idea, I think, is, really positive that even people are considering this. I know this is not a quote from a bank, and it's our good friend Pompliano giving us another bull push. But if this is actual coming to fruition, and banks are actually doing this, or institutions are going to be doing this, then it's only going to be good for all us early adopters. So again, I'd check out this. I'd check out this, and that's me for the week, really. So I hope everybody has a great weekend. You'll hear from me on Monday. Speak to you all soon.